Curious. We need to talk about this concerning trend in Japan. Is this the trend that I think this is that I've been seeing recently? Is this what I think this is?
If you've traveled to Japan before or live in Japan and you commute to places via the train network that is extremely convenient, then maybe you might have seen this little thing on some people's bags or attire. It's a little red tag with a cross at the top and a little heart at the bottom. Very cute, I know. But this isn't just any old cute keychain that people throw on because they are feeling cute. In fact, this is something that is actually quite important. It is known as a help mark or hirubumaku in Japan. And as the name suggests, it is a mark where people with certain disabilities or maybe some health issues put on to notify other people that they have those disabilities or health issues. And the
Chat, those are the ones you have to avoid or so to not stick your dick in crazy. That's the one right there. That's the one. You when you see that on a woman or so, you run away from that, okay? You run away from that. You don't stick your dick in it. You run away from that.
The common courtesy in Japan is if you are sitting down on a seat and you see someone in front of you, standing in front of you with one of those help marks on, then as a good Samaritan, you offer them their seat because of their disability or health status. A lot of pregnant people wear them, a lot of people on crutches wear them, like with some kind of physical, problem.
Okay,
or
right.
in most cases in Japan, a lot of people with the unseen health issues wear them to notify people that, hey, maybe they need to be taken care of. Maybe I have this certain issue. And so, at least for me personally, whenever I see someone like that standing in front of me on a train, then I try to offer them their seat. Because Japanese people are a collectivist society, a lot of the times there are a lot of good Samaritans who try to offer up their seat for people wearing these things because, hey, you never know what they have, and if they're willing to
My question is, how common is that though? Is it like super common for that, or is it not common at all?
That mark on to tell everybody that they have some issues with them, then I think it is a good thing to do to offer them their seat. It's, kindness doesn't cost a dime, as I've always said. But today's video isn't as kind and as wholesome as the help mark is supposed to be, because we have an article here from Yahoo News that I have translated for everybody. People, especially young people in Japan, are starting to put on these help marks onto their attire, not because they have some kind of disability or health issue that people need to be aware of, but simply as a fashion statement. That's right, Japan has once again proven to everybody that anything can be a fashion statement if enough people are using it and abusing it. The help mark, a red design featuring a white cross and heart, is a symbol created to let others know.
Well, it's time to go back to the drawing board for this one, to be honest, chat.
That someone needs assistance or consideration. However, some people are misusing the help mark. There are rumors that a Chinese travel agency is distributing help marks to Chinese tourists.
Well, if it isn't the goddamn Chinese. China. Goddamn China. Oh my goodness gracious me, dude. That is crazy to be hearing that. Uncle got anything to say about your kin? Uncle must have one. Goddamn, Uncle. See, I knew it every single time that Uncle comes in here, every fucking time, starting shit with me, I always talk back to his ass because he always wants to start shit in here. See, now I got something to talk back about him.
Who are using them as a travel hacking tool, and this use of the mark for purposes other than its intended purpose has become a topic of discussion. No special permission is required to wear the help mark, and anyone can wear it. However, it seems that some people are using it casually as a fashion statement or a tool to show that they are troubled. Do they know the original meaning of the help mark? Well, obviously they don't.
No.
They, as you said,
They're
literally in the
Chinese.
title of this particular article, a lot of people, especially people, according to this article, Chinese tourists, for instance, are using it as a fashion statement and a travel hack tool, thinking that, oh, because people will give you special consideration and special treatment in public if you are wearing one of these things, then by you also putting it on, then you will also get some special conditions, special treatments. You'll always be able to get a seat on the train, for instance. Which I don't think I need to tell you is probably the most disgusting thing that you can do. Like, can you imagine abusing this system that is supposed to help people with actual disabilities?
I can totally see it. You know, at the end of the day, it's not the Japanese people, because the Japanese people know, but people outside of Japan, once they know what it is, they're gonna take full advantage of it and abuse it. I'm like, that's the only reason why Japan isn't a high trust society, is because they can trust its own people, while people outside of the country, not so much.
Actual health concerns, who are brave enough to let people know that they have these certain disabilities and health concerns, to then abuse that because you want to get a seat on the train every single time. Like, you are a perfectly
I'm like,
healthy
it
person.
is a Chinese agency apparently that is distributing this, so they do definitely know what it actually means and the advantages that you get from it. You know, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's not the Japanese people; it's the people outside of Japan.
And you can't stand on the train for 30 minutes, like, that seems like a you problem, big dog. Miss A, a teenage girl who hangs out around Shinjuku, is a woman with the attributes known as pienke, a type of girl who is easily discouraged and sad. Although there are some distinctions, they are also called jiraike, or landmine types, or mass-produced type girls, and many of them tend to treat being sick as a status symbol. Yeah, so essentially the entirety of Twitter. She says she wears it because she has worries, saying that she always has something to be anxious about. I don't have any friends at school, and my family isn't particularly close either, so I feel like I don't belong anywhere, and I feel alienated no matter where I play. When that happens, I get depressed, i.e. my mental health deteriorates, and I always blame myself, thinking it's all my fault and I feel down. That's when a friend told me that if I wear a help mark, someone will help me, so I started wearing one. Okay, I really have to pick my words carefully in this instance, okay? Because I personally am not a fan of the whole, like, jiraike movement, or the pienke movement, if you will. You know, just a lot of high school girls especially fall into this category, where, you know, they have some kind of issues at home or whatever, and that has led to their mental health decline and stuff like that. Because
boo-hoo, I guess. I don't know what the fuck you want me to react for. Like, I know there's like severe kind of cases, right? But I'm like, but I bet you most of the time, some of these girls, it's probably not gonna be that severe. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's just them going through their because it's high school girls, right? It's high school girls specifically. They're going through their what's the phase called again? I forgot what that fucking phase is called. Oh, the rebellious phase. There you go. That's what I'm talking. That's the one. Yeah. So they're being like rebellious towards, towards their parents and everything like that. So
I obviously don't want to categorize all these people as just larpers and, having the whole sad girl aesthetic purely as an aesthetic, because I am sure that there are a lot of cases in Japan where that depression, that anxiety is 100% valid and justified. That's the difficult thing about mental health, right? Is that you really don't know what the severity of it is until you know everything about that person's life. But at the same time, because of that, it is very easy to abuse this status symbol, quote unquote, this I am depressed, I have anxiety, I have mental health issues symbol, because it is—
Welcome to the Western side. Welcome to Twitter, actually, to begin with. Actually, Twatter is to begin with, actually.
is very hard to verify. It is very hard to justify for some people. And it seems like this Miss A, this teenage girl who hangs around in Shinjuku, which is already a red flag, and is a
Oh,
Pienkare,
that's
Jiraikare,
great. Oh, she
mass-produced
hangs out in
type girl, for
Shinjuku?
instance, which
That's
are all labels which are,
fantastic.
you know what, 99 times out of 100, their mental health struggles are not justified. Because there has been this very strange trend over the past 10-20 years in Japan where people, or especially girls, younger girls, kind of use mental health struggles as a status symbol and as a form of attraction for some men, because some reason some men are into these kinds of jiraike or landmine type girls.
It's not the Jiraike or landmine type girls. I think it has been proven or so that there are some guys that are into the mentally ill women. You know? That's basically that's kind of like generally it. Like, let me see. Let me see. So the research suggests that some men may be drawn to women who appear mentally ill, psychologically vulnerable, or emotionally unstable, sometimes termed a savior complex. Reasons range from desire of sense of power and control to subconscious needs to feel needed, or personal histories for similar dynamics. However, this is not true for all men and often represents a toxic dynamic, which is true, actually, to be frankly honest. The psychological vulnerability studies shown as one of the universities of Texas that also suggests that some men may perceive mentally ill women as easier to manipulate or control. That's crazy to hear that. That's pretty crazy. The savior complex. Many users suggest men may be attracted to this dynamic because they want to feel necessary or save somebody. Right. Interesting. Researchers reported in the Journal of Sex suggests some men report better sexual functions with partners who are emotionally unstable. Likes attract like. Studies also show that people with mental health conditions such as anxiety, depression, or ADHD often partner with others who have similar conditions. Toxic dynamic. This attraction can stem from a desire to exercise power or dominance over someone with low self-esteem. Unresolved past issues. The attraction can be linked to the person's own upbringing, such as having a parent with mental health issues. It's important to note that this is not the universal experience, and such relationship can sometimes be detrimental to the mental health of both individuals involved. That is very true, because it is very taxing for the guy, because he has to basically deal with basically the landmine girl or the jiraike. And it's just kind of like, yeah. For me personally, I'm like, I don't know if I would personally want that, but that's just me anyways. You do you at the end of the day.
Which I personally have never
can't even fix
understood.
yourself.
And what sucks is that, she clearly, according to her personal anecdote, is living a life that is full of struggles, like not having any friends at school, and like their family isn't particularly close, and they feel alienated no matter what. And so their way of, I guess, getting around that is to wear a help mark. I don't know anything about this girl's life other than these couple sentence anecdotes. So it's very hard to say, she doesn't deserve the help mark, or she does deserve the help mark, because there is no regulations, there's no particular rules on who can wear the help mark. There is no like mental health or physical health tests that these people have to go through to like, okay, you get your help mark license or anything like that. Anyone literally can wear it at any time. Theoretically speaking, I can go and buy one tomorrow, put it on myself, and just say like, oh yeah, I have so-and-so issues. And
but you can buy these things? I think they have to give this to you by like a doctor or something like that to be diagnosed.
there's no way to check it, really. She also said that there is a sense
Yeah,
of
that's why your mom is
camaraderie
perfect for
among
this
those
dick,
who
you
wear the
know?
help mark and that they help each other out. My friend also wears a help mark, and we help each other
Take
out
care,
when we're in trouble.
Bionicle.
Even when we're going through something difficult, we can talk about the same problems and help each other. Also, we can connect with other people who have similar problems, so neither my friend nor I are alone.
Damn, I should
We are
buy
being
one for
helped.
being
Now
California.
close friends, and I wear them like identification
fuck
tags.
up.
While it is important to have places and environments where people who don't fit in and feel lonely can connect with each other, yes, absolutely valid. Is using the help mark solely to share a sense of camaraderie a departure from its original purpose? I am going to say yes, it is a departure from its original purpose, because the original purpose of the help mark, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, is to let people know in public, especially in places like public transport, for instance, or just public places in general, that they have some kind of disability or health concerns
Yeah.
or some kind of issue in their life right now
Yeah.
that is warranted to get people to help them out in certain situations. Obviously, it's not there to say, like, you need to hold my hand the entire time and make sure that I'm okay, obviously, because these are adults we're talking about. They can handle themselves. But, you know, it's just like a good way to let people know that, hey, if there are no
What, you
seats
lost
left on
your
the train
aura?
and there is a woman or man standing in
Did you
front of
already
me
lose it
with
already?
the help mark, then I will offer that seat to that person. It is a form of camaraderie in the sense of being a good Samaritan and helping another person out.
Sheesh.
And the article continues
the one
here by
gifted.
saying it's not wrong for anxious people to wear it. Miss B, a teenage girl who also wears a help mark, but she doesn't have any disabilities. However, she says there are benefits to wearing it. When I wear this, a lot of people are kind to me. If I'm having a hard time or in trouble, they'll ask, "Are you okay?" and help me, and people around me are kinder than usual. It makes me think I don't have to do all the work myself. It's okay to rely on others. Even adults who scold me, saying things like stop taking weird drugs or you shouldn't sleep on the ground, will just give up and leave when I say, showing them the help mark, this is me. I use it like a lucky charm, so I'd be lost without it. Some people use the help mark as a get out of jail free card.
What the
Okay, let's
fuck? Wait,
hold the
what?
brakes here for a second before we continue on, okay? Like the
Get-
fact that this girl admittedly, you know, is saying things like, the adults who scold me saying things like stop taking weird drugs or you shouldn't sleep on the ground, will give up because it's a get out of jail free card. That is when you are abusing the system. That is when you do not have a legitimate reason. If you are the type of girl who is in public sleeping on the ground or taking weird drugs in public, which everybody knows what Japan's stances are on weird drugs that are not tobacco and alcohol, okay? Everything else is like the spawn from the devil, basically. That's when I don't think the help mark should be used as a get out of jail free card. Oh, sorry, officer, I was sleeping on the ground and I was taking weird drugs and I was being a nuisance in public because I need help. It's like, yes, you do need help by, I don't know, seeking a therapist, seeking a professional who will actually get you to solve the issues rather than prolonging the issues because you have this handy little red mark that you bought for a couple of hundred yen at a kombini because you want to let everybody know that you have issues. Like, I'm sorry guys, but your life's fuck up isn't going to be covered by the help mark. You know what is going to be covered? Not the health mark, but actually seeking help, seeking real professional help. That's what you need to be.
They don't want to do that because at the end of the day, they want to have what they said literally earlier, their get out of free jail card thing, basically. They want to do the thing that they still want to do or so, but not have the consequences because, you know, their actions have consequences, but they don't want to face the consequences at the end of the day, so.
Doing.
That's
They
never gonna
use it
happen.
to self-deprecatingly highlight their perceived shortcomings, such as claiming to have ADHD or developmental disabilities.
Can I be honest here with me? Like, I'm gonna be honest here. Okay, I am tired of like the ADHD mentality excuse. You know, like yeah, of course there are actually people who are actually diagnosed, right? That's not the people who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people who literally say they have quotation marks have ADHD, but they don't have ADHD. They say that they want it, but they don't have it. They pretend to have it, but they actually don't have it. You know, I'm like they're just using that specifically to abuse the thing. You know how like I've said this before, right? So I've had this conversation. I've literally had this conversation in VR chat. It's related to this specifically, where apparently in VR chat, apparently people use this, like ADHD and any like disability or any like mental disability whatsoever, they use it as like a badge of honor in VR chat apparently. Like they use it as like to get attention. That's basically is what they use it now. And then there are people who like pretend to have DID, like they think they have DID, but they have the most retardedest name for their like alters or their split personality or whatever. They have the stupidest names apparently for them. And I had the conversation with them specifically where I said, I know a friend who actually does have DID, like, you know, but they don't say it, they don't blabber it to like random fucking people that they have DID, you know? They don't do that. When you have built like a pretty good like trusted bond with them, so like it's like you know, like you have to like be like it has to be like a really strong relationship, you know. Bet they had PhD too. What the fuck is PhD? I don't even know what that is. Like I said, you have to like I said, you have to be like really close to them in order for them to like basically reveal it to them specifically. And it's just like and that's how it works, like, because like you're in their permanent like circle of like close friends or so, where they basically told, you know, these people are the ones that know the DID, while everyone else around it, they don't know about the DID. And that's kind of like basically it. He like now at this point, like he doesn't want to say it because like all these fucking dumbasses over here are basically like showing it, like, oh, I have DID, oh, I have this, oh, I have that, oh, I have this and that, and like they're collecting all the fucking like disabilities like it's a fucking Pokemon gym badge, you know? That's the problem. So he doesn't really say it, he keeps it to himself, and he just kind of like, you know, it just kind of like separates the two different lives, you know, as in like the other half has it, you know, has their own friends and everything like that, and the same thing with him, you know, he has his own friends at the end of the day. You know, there's some downsides of having that. There's some upsides and there's some downsides, okay? You know, there's a lot of, you know, there's still some negativity, but nobody, you know, he always says like, you know, I don't want anyone to have this thing because it's a pain in the ass to fucking deal with it, you know, which is completely understandable, you know. So
even though they haven't received a diagnosis from a doctor. And again, as I mentioned earlier, I feel like this is just a growing trend among young people, not just in Japan, but all over the world.
Yes.
It's this very weird line,
true.
in my opinion, where people are using their mental health struggles as an excuse to get away with certain behaviors and certain things, which...
I might take a look what's happening on, like, what, TikTok, right? It's TikTok that they're doing this the most, where they say they have these, like, freaking like these fucking mental health issues, quotation marks,
can be very easily avoided and just can be avoided altogether if you actually tackle that issue and want to actually fix that issue by seeking professional help. Because at this point, especially among young people, who doesn't have ADHD? I swear, like, every person who is like terminally online in this day and age has some form of ADHD or autism. The whole mask...
Why the fuck would you want to have ADHD? Why the fuck would you want to have autism? Like, literally. Like, why? Why the fuck would you want that? That's the most dumbest thing you ever want to have as a young person.
Seen in these streets
Thank
is
God
generally vaguely perceived as something worn by people with disabilities
shit.
or people who need help. But who should really be wearing it?
All I gotta say is I'm gonna slap the autism out of my goddamn kid's mind, I swear to God.
the Tokyo Metropolitan Government's Bureau of Social Welfare, if someone needs special consideration, there is no problem with anyone wearing it. The help mark was devised by the Tokyo Metropolitan Government in 2012. Okay, so it's been around for like 15 years. It is distributed at Toei subway stations, Toei buses, Tokyo Metropolitan hospitals, and welfare offices in municipalities, and anyone can receive one. It is intended for people who have disabilities or illnesses that are not outwardly visible and who need assistance or consideration from those around them. There are no restrictions such as requiring a doctor's diagnosis to wear it. Regarding misuse, they said, "We are not aware of any specific cases at this time, but if it is true..."
How about do like a different colored, maybe like a different color coded like of that specific thing, like the little charm thing? Have like the original 101 be the one that's like, you know, you can see the actual like disability, while the mental one should be like, I don't know, maybe black or something, or like a different color overall, you know? Just something a little bit different to kind of like separate the two, so then, you know, just to, you know.
It is very regrettable. Yeah, they're basically saying, my bad, gang. There's nothing we can really do about it, dog. Sorry. For example, even people who have symptoms such as becoming confused by sudden events or feeling anxious when alone are eligible to receive it. However, using it for reasons such as wanting to be treated kindly by others or wearing it as a fashion item among friends will hinder those who truly need assistance, so we ask you to refrain from such behaviors. Facts. That is exactly my sentiment as well. It is just disavowing the entire reason why the system is put in place, because if everybody starts wearing it, then apparently everybody needs assistance in some way, whether it be mental or physical assistance in public. Then what is even the point of it being around? The flaw in the system in this instance is the fact that you don't need to do any kind of test or get any kind of permission from a medical professional or anything like that in order for you to be eligible to wear it. The fact that you can get it almost anywhere in the country means that of course people are going to start misusing it and abusing it, because it only gives you benefits if you are wearing it. There is no drawback or downside to wearing a help mark, so why wouldn't everybody wear it? And I truly do believe that at that point, you just need to shut this shit down. Like, clearly there is no rule change or anything like that that is going to stop people from misusing it and abusing it in any way, because at that point, there's nothing you can do about it. Even if they decided to implement a rule to say, oh, okay, you need a doctor's permission, or you need some kind of like physical proof to say that you are eligible to wear this thing. I know people, they're going to find a loophole or a way around it in one way or another, because
I'd say have it, they have to get diagnosed, and there has to be different color coded for it. The original one can still be for the physical, or the one that you can see physically, right? And then the other colored ones or so would be, you know, tackling like specifically what they have, you know, these other people, you know. That's how you can earn it or so, you know, is by getting it a checkup, and then they prescribe you this to you. That's the only way.
Why would they willingly let go of something that will give them an upper hand in life? So honestly, at this point, I don't think there's anything that the Tokyo Government Bureau can do to try to fix these issues or anything.
It's called updating it and giving it to the doctors to do this, and get color-coded ones specifically for, you know, which one, and have a new symbol on it to say, this is the new one or so. For those who are having the old ones, they will be obsolete. And there you go. Simple as that. It's not hard.
Truly genuinely think if the rate of misuse of this continues and people, especially younger people, start using it more as a fashion trend or a life hack to get the upper hand in life, then I think that's when it has gone too far. And I think that's where you need to shut this shit down, restructure the system, and then reintroduce something that will actually be beneficial to those who truly need the assistance and the consideration and the help in public. There are no clear restrictions on the use of the help mark. It seems that it is not wrong for people who are experiencing difficulties in living without a medical certificate to wear it. However, if the number of other fraudulent users increases, it creates a problem where those who genuinely need help may not receive the support they deserve. This kind of moral hazard is a serious problem. You must not waste the kindness of others for your own selfish reasons. Facts. I mean, I think that last sentence really speaks for itself. It's the fact that you are are abusing the kindness of others to get an upper hand in life.
Pretty
And
much.
if you do genuinely have some kind of like physical or mental disability or issue with your life, then getting the help mark, yes, may help you, but at the end of the day, it's not going to solve the issue. Just because people are kind to you, just because people are considering you more in public, it doesn't mean that the problem is going to go away. At the end of the day, it is your responsibility as an individual to sort your own shit out, because the only person who can help you is you at the end of the day. Like
Yeah, but they
100
don't wanna do
people
it,
on the
though.
train can look at the fact that you have a help mark and say, oh, you poor sweet child, here, why don't you take a seat on the train? That's not going to make the anxiety or the depression go away. Like at the end of the day,
No.
you need to
No,
understand.
of course not, because they want to live on easy mode. That's what they want to do. You know, have everything be like, I guess, kind of like spoon-fed. Have everything is this fake facade or so, you know, of like, oh, here you go. Like they're all being like friendly to you and everything like that, but it's all fake because you have this little fucking little charm or so on the side of your hip or something, you know?
And that this is an issue that you need to get over, so you need to seek help in any way that is possibly viable to your life, whether that be seeking therapy or taking medications or whatever it is that you decide to do. But if you start and stop by abusing this help mark system that you know people are going to believe, because it's so hard to validate whether you are quote unquote eligible to wear it or not, and or if you're just wearing it purely as just a fashion mark, or use it as a life hack, for instance, because you can't be bothered to stand for 30 minutes on the fucking train, then that's when you know that the system is fucked. That's when you know that it needs to go away, it needs to be restructured, it needs to be reconsidered. So look, as much as I don't want to be too harsh on the younger generation who may be holding legitimate mental health issues or physical issues and stuff like that, it is just a really unfortunate circumstance where people have figured out that you can abuse this system, people have figured out that you can use it as a get out of jail free card, and it delegitimizes so many people who have the help mark, who genuinely might need the assistance and the consideration. Like, it's just not fair for the people who the entire system was created for. Like, what's next? The disability parking spot now is going to be taken up by people who have mental health issues. Like, it's just going to keep on escalating.
Don't give them any ideas. Don't give them ideas. They can probably get that, to be honest. People selfishly abusing the system, tale as old as time, you know? Yeah, that is nothing new, to be honest, at the end of the day.
Escalating at that point, to the point where there will be no system in place, and at the end of the day everybody loses, because if you delegitimize the whole system like this that is supposed to be supporting these people, then nobody gets the support. Nobody is winning in this instance. It's the irony that people who want considerations from other people are not considerate of other people. They are extremely selfish, they're extremely closed-minded and one-sided, and think, I don't give a fuck about the people who actually need help. I'm the one that needs help, while at the same time completely ignoring their problems and thinking that this red little tag on their bag is going to solve all of their issues. Like, stop it, please. Get some help. Get some actual help, please. So yeah, obviously, bit of a contentious topic. I'm pretty annoyed about it, that the fact that this has become a trend, especially a fashion trend, which I think is absolutely fucking ridiculous.
crazy
But
that
obviously,
they
you
turned
guys
it
probably
into a
all have your own
fashion
thoughts about
trend.
it, so let me know your thoughts and opinions about anything I said down in the comments below. And hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smack my face right.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, like, specifically, I don't think that this is gonna stop unless they actually, like, suffer some consequences of it, but I don't think so, to be frankly honest. They're too lenient over there at the end of the day. I don't know. Like I said, the best solution that you can fix it or so is have it prescribed by the doctor, and then have different colored coordinated ones or whatever, you know, just different colored ones or so specifically for them to be like, oh, this represents this color, that's them or so. Like, you know, maybe fucking blue means I'm depressed all the time, you know, they got depression up the ass, you know. So I don't know, like something, just something like that in general. But I don't think they'll do anything like that. Pink means gay? No, rainbow means gay. But getting the rainbow one means you have to be so flamboyant as hell. But yeah. Yeah, you know, it's something a little bit different, you know. Why not? You know, I might as well get something from time to time. Like I said, I don't do, you know, his videos many times, but it's from time to time, you know. it's nice. It's nice to get a variation from here and there. Plus, also learning what's going on over there as well is something that always piques my interest at the end of the day. So, because one day I'll get to visit over there. So, at least now I know this information, and if I see that out in the wild or so, I'm gonna be like, no, no, I'm not sticking my dick in that one. Anyways, that's the end of the video, and honestly, as tale as old as time, to be honest. And peace.